Now, Russia has become the first country in the world to approve a COVID-19 vaccine. President Vladimir Putin says the jab has been tested and offers immunity, adding that one of his daughters has already been inoculated and is feeling well. But the World Health Organization says it's yet to receive full information on the potential vaccine, which is still to be subjected to phase 3 trials. Well, I'm joined now by Dr. Bharat Pankhania, Senior Clinical Lecturer at the University of Exeter and a familiar face on Sky News these days. Good to speak to you this evening. Thank you very much for being with us. Let me ask you then about this Russia vaccine. Should we be getting excited?
We welcome it. The welcome is that many countries are working on it, and hopefully we will have an effective vaccine. My answer is we need to be cautious, cautious and cautious again. This is a vaccine for mass immunization, and it hasn't gone through internationally recognized protocols. Therefore, I am concerned. Of course, I welcome the developments from Russia, but I am also concerned about where is the data? Why haven't you done a phase 3 trial?
Yeah, less than 2 months of human testing. That's a concern.
It is a concern because we've got to get this right. And I feel this isn't a race to see who is first. This is a race to get it right for all of humanity. Therefore, it is very important to get it right. And whoever is first will do it for humanity. But we must not get it wrong, because otherwise you will lose faith. You will not take people with you. If there are side effects, we've got problems of other vaccines not being accepted. Lots of problems if we get this wrong.
What sort of history does Russia have in this field? Are you familiar with the Gamaleya Institute, for example?
Yes, I am, and they're very good. So that's why I welcome it, really, that, they are as good as any. The trouble is, it has become a race between United States, United Kingdom and Russia and other countries. And it should be a race for mankind rather than a race for which country is first.
You mentioned the various phases that the process would normally go through for a vaccine. Just talk me through that journey, if you would.
So initially, you will look for candidate proteins and you will try that in primates. Monkeys, apes, that sort of thing. Then the second phase, we will try it on a smaller group of humans. And then finally, the third phase, if first phase and second phase have been successful, you will try the third phase in a large group of humans. And not only a large group, but you will try it with a dummy vaccine as well. In other words, one group gets the real thing, another group gets a dummy one, and then you follow both groups up and see if the ones who got the real thing develop a immunity. In other words, they don't get infected by the coronavirus. So those are the 3 phases in short.
And I suppose if things are rushed, it could undermine the work that's being put into other vaccines, because if something goes wrong with this one, then it's going to make people nervous about all vaccines, isn't it?
I'm very concerned because I have lived through the MMR, the pertussis vaccine, lack of uptake, and I suffer the consequences every day in my daily work with preventable illnesses from both pertussis, that's whooping cough, and measles. Both of them are miserable illnesses. So we don't want to get there by people losing faith in our vaccines.
And Doctor, just bring us up to date with where we are on other countries developing vaccines. How are we doing?
So the Oxford group is now undertaking phase 3 trials, which is very good. In other words, they've recruited a large number of people in countries where there is a lot of infection spreading. So that would be Brazil and South Africa for the Oxford group. And with regards to Japan and China, they're also in the slipstream. They're there, and the Chinese ones are trying it out on their military personnel rather than trying it out on random people. So there's always variations. I come from the United Kingdom, and therefore I have more confidence and comfort with the Oxford group, I have to say.
OK, but of course, as you say as well, let's proceed with caution. This isn't a race. Very sensible advice as always. Dr. Bharat Pankhania, thank you very much indeed.